Hello everybody, welcome to my channel, Delightful Creations. I'm Amber. I'm so excited you are here today. Oh my gosh, it is another Focus Friday, and we are in the month of June, and I'm so excited because it is going to be an interesting month. I have no idea what we're doing still. I do know what today's video is about. However, I spent some time really reflecting and listening to God about what He wanted me to share with you today. And so we're going to hop over into the New Testament, going to Romans. We're going to look at chapter 8, and we're going to peek at verse 28. And it says, "And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to His purpose." We are God's children. We are God's children, and there is nothing that we can do that can separate us from God's love. There's nothing that we can do that can make Him not want to spend time with us. But there's things that we do that maybe we feel guilty about, or we know we shouldn't have done. And so maybe we pull away from God instead of going to Him and saying, "I'm sorry, I messed up. Can you please forgive me?" Asking for those types of things seem to be difficult, at least for me. Personally, it's hard to admit when you're wrong, when you've been rude, when you've been unkind. But God still loves us in that. And so that's a really powerful message that I wanted to share with you guys today. But also talking about a couple of other things. I'm not sure what I want to do with my treasure journal. I mean, it is the fattest journal I've ever made. I don't feel like I'm done yet. And so we're going to be working on a page in here. Looks like I got it marked right here, this butterfly page. I love butterflies, as do a lot of us. And so this is just a digital from my porch prints, a little scrap piece left over. But I wanted to have a conversation with you guys today about loving God and Him having a purpose for us. So everything that God has for us goes through His hands, and I'm just going to begin to collage on this background. I'm going to put this on top. I'm going to put it down here probably, but I'm going to go ahead and start collaging with some scraps in the background as I talk. And I do not have a glue stick again, so I guess I'm going to be using art glitter glue. Anyways, I wanted to talk to you about God's purpose for us and what He wants for us and to us to discover. Every one of us is meant for a specific job, if you will, job or destiny, again, with the word purpose. That one is right there, front waistband. That's that one's purpose. Yes, it is. It's going to sit there today. And yeah. For those who love God, which we love God very, very much, we are going to all work together for His purpose, for His end goal of whatever that is, whatever His purpose is, which is, to bring light and love and joy and happiness into the lives of others and show them and share with them the gospel of Jesus. That's the purpose. That's everybody's mission, I believe, all the Christian followers. So that's what I want to focus on today. But in demonstrating that, I'm using a collage because it came to me while I was, silly enough, switching the laundry, and that I am absolutely amazed at how amazing paper is. I can't believe that a single piece of paper, any paper, can be so fun, so interesting, that it can be used in a variety of different ways. Any piece of paper could be a blank white piece of paper like this, and it can be turned into a journal page. It could be a writing space. It can be printed on. It can be turned into an envelope. I mean, it could have so many uses, right? So many different jobs, if you will, purposes, if you will. that one piece of paper can do. And that's why there's so much variety. If you look around, we have tissue paper. I've got some plain coffee dyed paper here. And then I'm going to have my digital printed paper here. I did think this out a little bit. Yes, I did. But just the different types of papers that we have available to us and what they can turn into, what they end up being, what they start out being could be completely different. Here I've got some book page and a little bit of green on that one. That it's, you know, it's wonderful. Evergreen is flowers and stuff. They all have a purpose. God puts everything here. It goes through his hands. It goes through his plans. His time. It's perfect. And I've been kind of not sure where I'm supposed to be reading in the Bible and what I'm supposed to be focusing on and doing. And I really feel that now, after searching, I should have known it from the beginning, but after searching, I am going to read the Prayer of Jabez. That book. I've read it before. I read it as a teenager and I read it as an adult. And there's The Vine that is also in that book series. And that is talking about the same thing right here. This purpose. But that's where I'm going to be going with my study and my learning. So I want 2 more pieces here and here, just for funsies. And let's see, do I want another book page? Or do we have the book pages already represented, perhaps? And I've got digital, so let's go into my scrap bag here. And I'm going to use a piece of... perfect. This is scrapbook paper. So this is like a textured paper. It has even more interest going on. I had to sneeze out of nowhere. It has more interest going on. It is printed. It is music paper, faux music paper printed on there. And I'm going to stick it. Yeah, I actually am. I'm going to put it this way. I love collage. Collage is like my go-to favorite thing that when I don't know what to do, I'm going to collage. I love this paper. It's so pretty. It's such a mint green with them vintage looking roses in the background. Coffee dye, tissue paper, book page, scrapbook paper, digital. And one more here. What should we use right there? Ooh, I know. I've got the perfect thing. I'm going to dig into the back here. Into the back of my little stash. Right. Where are you? I'm sorry, guys. I thought I was prepared. Haha. Jelly plate. So these are painty papers. Now, these are quite wild. These are really very, very wild. So I'm going to look for one that maybe isn't as bold. I just want it to be a little piece. These are such fun. I remember making these, and I've obviously not used them because I like looking at them all. Just a little piece. I don't want it crazy. And I don't want it ugly. Like that is... Oh, we need some work. Your purpose is not complete yet, paper. But that paper could be turned into so many different wonderful things. We can add to them and elevate the paper and make it elegant and feel great and look beautiful. I guess I'm going to use a piece of this and have it be used for our intended purposes. And I'm not saying that anyway means that I am God or anything like that, but I am the creator in my book, in my journal, in my craft for the day, and I get to decide what these items will be used and what their purpose will be. And I thought it's just so amazing to me that I can take a piece of paper and it can be so many different things. And then something really funny popped into my head. And it said, what if the paper really wanted to be a staple? No matter how hard that paper tries, it can never be a staple. It can never be a staple. It can't. Can't transform it into that. And no matter how hard that staple, no matter how much he wants to be a paper, nope, he cannot be a paper. And so we all have a purpose. And I know I'm just kind of basically covering that up. Just a little bit of pink there. I guess that does work great. This is my quote, Bible verse that I wrote out. And it has another big butterfly on it on the back. I've got plenty of space there for journaling. So I'm going to go ahead and attach this now like this. But this paper is pretty flimsy, so I'm going to go ahead and back it. So regular staples are silver Mine are colorful. I like the colors on mine. I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper here. Oh, not that one. Gosh, guys, I'm sorry. But a staple can be used in so many other different ways, like adding. You're probably like, no, don't use that. Yeah, I'm going to use that. Maybe. Oh, it's just about the right size. Okay. Adding interest to our pages. A staple's purpose is to join things together, to bring things together, right? We use it to bring things together, to hold things in place. That is the purpose of a staple. But it could also be used for decorative purposes. It could be used for adding interest. It has a job, of course, not just to look pretty. Where paper, you know, many purposes, writing, making a pocket, making an envelope, like I said, all the things, making a journal card. I just find it so interesting that maybe the paper feels like, obviously that's the star of our show. That's the star of our journals. We all have to start with the base, a foundation, and that's what the paper provides for us. We get to build upon it. So maybe the staple feels a little bit left out. Maybe it feels a little bit jealous. Maybe it's feeling a little bit insecure. Maybe the staple is feeling like it has no purpose or a very small purpose. And I'm going to put it this direction. So I'm going to round this corner, and I'm going to glue it on like that. I want to ink first. And I just thought that was an interesting thing that God brought to my mind. And so, of course, today I'm going to use a staple. I'm going to include that in my layout today. But I just thought how interesting that is. And I've heard that before, or a similar sermon of the body of Christ, and how we all have different jobs and gifts and things like that within the body of Christ. But I've never been able to apply it to like my life, my crafting life, my way of thinking, my way of understanding. Like, I get it. We have one pastor, or, you know, or maybe you have like 2 or 3 pastors, but again, the paper is the star of our show here, and I just want it to think about. Ooh, you know what would be fun? I should add some sewing. What do I have? I've got bright blue in there. All right, let me add some sewing to this. I'll be right back. Oh, I love that. It's just really light blue, and it kind of goes with this light blue here in the background, and I did it so that it goes across the top, and then I'm going to tuck the butterfly journal card in there. Lost my train of thought. But I just want to include so many other wonderful things here that we all use, or have used, or can use, or have the ability to put in our journals. And so sewing, I haven't sewed in a long time. I'll be honest with you. I haven't even touched the sewing machine, so that felt really good to do that. But to have a purpose, I bought the sewing machine for the purpose of using it for crafting. Now, the sewing machine, its main job is to probably make clothing, right? Its main purpose, what people designed it to be used for, but I'm using it how I see fit in my own way. Now, I have mended things on it. I've gotten to where I feel pretty comfortable doing that, but yeah, I mean, the main purpose of what I bought it for was that. Same with when I go look at books. So my library today is having its vintage book sale. I've been waiting for 2 years for this book sale, and I'm so excited. I'm going today, opening day. I want to go look at all the cool vintage books and explore them, and just explore them. Ooh, so you can see more of that. I love that. So I'm going to add my topper here of some type of ribbony bits. Ribbony bits. That's what we're using today. Ribbony bits. How about some fun, whatever this is? I'm going to cut it off. Some of this fun trim here. This is so fun. It's a little bit more than I need, though. Let's go about like that. And I'll put it over here. Anyways, go there with the thought of looking at vintage books and adding it to my collection, and probably use them in journals. But maybe they're so beautiful that I just want to read them and enjoy them as they are. But yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So I'm really happy to be crafting today, and I know that for the rest of my life, as long as God allows me to, I'm going to always craft. That is, it's not necessarily my purpose, but I'm so blessed by it. I gain so much calm and peace, and it fills my soul up with so much happiness and joy and delight and wonder and just all of those wonderful things. And that is just amazing that I found that finally. And so this page here, I will spend time coloring and thinking about the purpose of paper, and it's gonna be so fun. I'm so excited for that. And so right here, I'm just gonna write today's date on there. And today is actually Thursday, so that's all right. It is June 5th for me. I hope you all enjoy your day and your weekend and get to spend some time contemplating and learning about God and his purpose for him, that you are going to work together. We all are going to work together for his good, and to be able to serve him and honor him and bring joy and happiness to the world. Thank you all so much for being here. We'll see you really soon in next week's video. Bye-bye.